Hi there, it's Liz Yuille from Old Stables Crafts. Thank you very much for joining me again today. Today I have got a project for you that uses the Share What You Love bundle. This uses the largest of the bundles. I want it all. I want it all, I need it all. Anyway, both, frankly. This is actually my customer gift for those people who shopped with me in April, and it's just a little mini album. I will be making some little cards just to slip in here, but I thought I would show you how I made it. It uses a full sheet of the gorgeous Designer Series paper. It's a specialty paper because if I get this right, you will be able to see pearl. Isn't that gorgeous? Look, lots of pearl. It's just so pretty. So, as I say, that's what we're going to make today. There are a number of videos around showing how to make this. It's not an original idea. It's been around for years, but I just thought I would share it. These are the ones I've made so far. We are using a magnet to close, so they are attracting each other. Well, actually, these aren't attracting each other because I've got the polarity the right way round or the wrong way round, depending on how you look at it. So I am going to make the next one with this. Now, what I would say is that you want a pattern that is reasonably non-directional. So this obviously is a nice floral. It's got these little marks on the inside, and some of them do go up and some of them do go down, but it's not directional. This one again is a fairly non-directional. It's got these leaves, but I've done them so that they're going sideways, because otherwise we'd have some going up and some going down, and that is an issue for me. And then this one, which is just a floral, and it's just a plain leaf pattern on the inside, so again, not an issue. This one is sort of non-directional on both sides. So there are some papers in the design, in this pack, that I would say you couldn't do this with, but not many, frankly. So I am using this pattern. Well, I'm using this pattern. This I would not use because this is too directional. And as I say, there's a couple of others that I would be tempted to not do, just because, as I say, they're a bit too directional. So we're starting with a 12 by 12 sheet. I'm going to do this on my trimmer, and hopefully that will become evident in a moment as to why I'm doing that. So I'm going to take my cutting blade away for the moment, but I probably, if I remember, will use it later. So the first thing I'm going to do is score at 6 inches. I'm not too fussed about which direction I'm going to be scoring and folding. I probably should be, but I'm not. So yeah. Right, so scoring at 6 inches, scoring at 3 inches, and then if I take it out and flip it round, I'm going to score at 3 inches again. Right, now I just have to remember this bit. Yes. Right, okay. So next we score at... No, let's go back one. So if I turn this over, can you see? No, you can't. Okay, so far I have scored at effectively 3, 6 and 9 in the same direction. So I'm now turning that by 90 degrees, and it really isn't terribly helpful paper, is it? From this? Nope. Okay, so we're at, as I say, 3, 6, 9, or 6, 3, 3, depending on how you look at it. Turn it through 90 degrees, and then I'm going to score at 2 inches. And then if I had the extension out, I would score at... Oh, I've just realised you can't see where I'm... There we are. If I had the extension out and a larger screen, I would score at 10, but we're going to just flip it round and score at 2 again. Okay, so the next bit is fine. but is kind of not. So I want to score again at 6 inches, but I only want to score to the 3-inch mark. So I've scored here. This is my 3, 6, 9. So I've scored here. So I'm going to score down, and I can just about see where that is. It's there. So that's a score. And then with my trimmer blade, I'm going to meet it. So I'm coming up to the 3-inch mark. So, can I get this to show? Just about. So I've scored to the 3-inch mark, and I've cut to the 3-inch mark, but I've cut the 9-inch piece. So you could score the whole way and then cut, but that, by using the trimmer, you get a nice straight edge. So we're going to fold that there, and just kind of make sure that it's reasonably square. Now you could do all of this just by folding it in half and folding it in half, but I think it's a little bit easier on the card, because this is really card. If you score it, it's less likely to crack, and because of the thickness and the finish, there is a vague possibility that it might crack. So these are the two 2-inch flaps, so those are coming up, but everything else is folding. And let me see if I can, oh no, those should have gone the other way. So those go that way. So the 3-inch ones are coming in to the middle. So these are the 2 3s. And then the whole lot folds back. So this is the 6. So if you think of it as it's sort of a W, then we've cut that 6 in the middle, and we've got the 2 flaps on either side. And then those come up, and our book, our mini album, brag book, whatever you want to call it, is made by just concertinaing the whole lot. And then obviously we're going to be applying some glue to stick it all together. So that is the basis of our mini album. Of course, the fun bit is going to be me trying to describe this in words. I think this might be one of those ones where on the blog, linked below, I will just say, you need to watch the video, guys. Because, yeah. Anyway, okay, so I have seen people put it all together and get it all stuck up and then go, oh, and we need to just stick these bits down. Yeah, no, you know me. If there's an easy way, I'm going to do it the easy way. So, before we fold it all together, I'm going to apply some Tombow just down the edge of the flap on both ends. Oops. Preferably staying on the paper and not going onto my work surface. And then just rub those down so that they stick. You don't need a huge amount of glue. I probably used too much. But yeah. And then we'll do the same again on these. So I hope you are loving these Share What You Love bundles. They each contain something that is free, which is just great. And you can make cards straight out of the box, because each of the bundles includes at least 1 ink pad. It includes either card or envelopes or both. So in the smallest of the kits, you get note cards and envelopes, so you can just make some cards straight away, which I think is fantastic. And it's the note cards and envelopes that are free in the little bundle. So I'm going to use Fast Fuse because I've got it and it's still available. So I'm just going to add some Fast Fuse to as near to the edge as I can get on one of the pieces that is got the fold. So these are the cut bits, this is the fold. So this is going to be our middle page. And I'm also going to add some glue just to do a belt and braces job. And then bring that over, line it up as well as I can and press. And then I'm going to do the same again on this one, preferably with the fast fuse actually working. Always a good idea. Doesn't matter if you're a little bit out, whoops, so long as you've got a reasonably close, to the edge, because we are going to bind the back, which just kind of helps keep body and soul together. That is a cover, so we need to do these two as well. So that's going to go there, and then that will be the cover. So I'll actually put it in the middle just to show you can do it either the one next to the hinge or the one in the middle. It works the same. Go quite near enough to the edge for that one, but that's fine. Okay, and again some Tombow, just for a belt and braces. And then this gets folded on top of that. And that is the basis of our book. And where are we? 11 minutes, good grief, I'm not doing too badly. Okay, so I have done some other bits of prep, but I will explain what I have done. So I'll just pop that there with a block on top of it. So this paper I'm using as the hinge. So to do this, what I'm doing is I'm going to measure at the 1/2 inch mark, and I'm sorry, this is an inch project, not a conversion, and I'm going to score. I'm then going to move my paper across to the 3/4 inch here, and just get that square, and again score, and then I'm going to move it right the way across to the 1.25 inch, which is sort of the edge of the grid here, and then this one I'm cutting, and that is my hinge. Although having said that, I've already prepared one, because why wouldn't I? So this is the one I prepared. So this is already scored, and then I'm just coming in and burnishing my score lines, and then again, actually I'll leave that on there for another moment. Got a little bit of glue on there, so I'll just rub that to get it off. If you leave it until it's dry, it kind of rubs off, so it's all good. Actually, I don't want that yet. So fast fuse again down the edges. And the end, whoops. And, ooh, flying hinges, sticking to me hinges. Right, and then again, this is just a bit of glue down the back. Now, so the length of this is just over 4 inches, there or thereabouts. The mini album, because it's basically a piece of 12 by 12 folded into thirds, in effect, because you've got 2 inches that you folded up on either side. So it's 4 inches, so it's 3 by 4. So to attach this, all I'm going to do is pop the hinge so that it's square to the base, to the mat, put the book so that it's square to the mat, and then line the whole thing up. and try and get it as even as possible. Now the base of the book is slightly thicker than the top because you've got the folded up bit. So that's why I've done the 1/4 inch. So here it is a 1/4 of an inch. Here it's not so much of a 1/4 of an inch, but it's okay. So just press that down and then with your snips just trim off the little bit of excess. But I would cut it so that it is slightly long because it's better to trim off than to have it not long enough. So that's the basis of the book. Whoops, got a bit stuck to me. Okay, so I have done some, here's one I prepared earlier on some of this. So I have already stamped and die cut the exclusive only in the big bundle stamp set, which is the Statement of My Heart. So to share what we do, to love what we do and share what we love as we help others enjoy creativity and worthwhile accomplishments. In this we make a difference. So that is only available in the big bundle. I'm going to, however, show you how I have inked that up because there is a bit of a, it's not an issue, it's just, this is a very wordy stamp. So it's almost like stamping a solid image. So ink it up well and then have a really good press. And this, remember, is a padded surface, so I would certainly, there you are, recommend the piercing mat if you don't already have a padded surface, because, and yes, rich raspberry does stain your stamp, but it still works fine. But as you can see, you get a nice clear stamp from it, so it's all good. Right, so I've done it on Very Vanilla, that was on Whisper White. So let's pop it all together. I probably will actually use, because I was going to use, oh no, that'll work. Yeah, that'll work. So I have been using this as my strip, but I'm going to use the other side. That'll work. So this is my hinge, in effect. I say hinge, no, it's my clasp. So I'm going to pop some fast fuse on here. And then what I've been doing, this is the back and it's upside down, is I've been putting it so that the wrong side is up and then adding fast fuse so that it's up to the edge, or what will be the edge when I turn it over, and stick it down. And then add fast fuse on top, stopping before I get to the edge of the fast fuse. So just making sure that the book's the right way round. So this is the back, that's the bottom, this is the top, and I'm just sort of by eye putting it in the middle, and then bring that round to the front, like that. Then, so that's our basic clasp. Where are we on time? 18 minutes, not too bad for a mini album. Right, I want a mini glue dot, and I'm going to pop that, shall I pop that on here? Yeah. I'll pop that on the reverse of a, this is a rich raspberry scallop oval, and I should say that I'm using the layering ovals, and I'm using 1, 2, 3, 4, the 5th smallest of these straight, and then the matching of the scalloped. So this is the matching of the scalloped. Now these are these little magnety things. Now, these are not the ones I have used recently. They're a bit bigger. Let's see if I've got a plastic ruler. Actually, I'll pop that down first. So I'm popping that on the back of my rich raspberry oval. And these are 1mm thick and a centimetre across. I prefer the ones that are 8mm, and they would be fine for this. But I happen to have these, so I thought I would use them up. So again, I'm using fast fuse. You could use Tombow, the multi-purpose adhesive, but for this it's just a bit quicker for me on the video to use this. And by quicker I mean because I don't have to wait for it to dry. I have to unstick my fingers, of course, but Okay, so this is just the right size to fit across the front of my mini album, and you want it so that this is sort of in the middle of where you're putting your preferably straight rich raspberry oval. So that's that. Then bring in another of the magnets and let it find its polarity. So you can't put it the other way up. You have to let it decide which way up it's going to be. Then another mini glue dot on there. And then with the stamped image, line it up so that it's going to look, you know, where it needs to be on the rich raspberry. Stick that down, and then you've got your magnet in the right place. Then I'm going to add a bit of fast fuse, to the clasp piece, and then also making sure I've got the right end to the right hand end of the oval, just so that it's right up to the edge of the clasp. Pop that across and let the magnet do the work. And then just attach that. So that is now nicely stuck down, and then just stick the backing piece, which is exactly the same size die cut. It's just this one is plain. Now obviously you could put something on the other one on this one as well, because it is going to be seen, but that is up to you. I haven't. Whoops. So actually it's going to be easier if I do it with that there. And then just get that as lined up as possible. Probably easier to do it with Tombow, so you've got your wiggle room. But there you go. So that is it. And as I say, I'm going to pop some cards in here, just so there are some little bits for photos or whatever. So I hope you've enjoyed that. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you don't already subscribe, it's the bottom right-hand corner to hit the subscribe button. During May, we're in May now, during May I am doing a prize draw, free, well, in inverted commas, free entry. If you spend at least £25 on in my online store and use the hostess code, you will be entered to win the colour caddy and the full set of the ink colours. So it's the subtles, regals, brights and neutrals from the retiring catalogue, but obviously most of those colours will be carrying over. The value of the colour caddy, which is retiring, and those ink pads is something around £200, there or thereabouts. So it's a good prize. That's coming straight from me to you. For every £25 you spend in my online store using the hostess code, you will be entered to win that colour caddy and the inks. So if you spend £50, you get 2 entries, 75, 3, etc., etc. And that I'll add the entries up, the spend up for the whole month. So if you put in 2 orders, I'll add the 2 together and divide by 25. If you spend £150 and you choose to be your own hostess, and why wouldn't you? Because you then get your own hostess rewards, I will put an entry in to the prize draw, because this really is for people to use, to encourage people to use the hostess code. And I do share out the rewards. So yeah. Okay, I think that is everything from me today. Tomorrow I will announce the winner of the many marvellous markers. So stay tuned for that. Thank you very much indeed for joining me today, and I will see you again very soon.